Welcome back to another episode of
Mildly thriving.
where
We thrive,
where
but mildly.
where Meredith forgets to not turn on the washer and dryer when recording. Actually, I'm having a pretty good morning. I'm not even mad.
Even though you broke a vase and I just made you turn off your washer machine.
Did you just call it a washer machine?
Washing machine?
Yes, I think things could be worse.
If that's the
doing
worst
good.
thing that happens to you today, you're doing pretty good.
I agree. I've got coffee. I'm happy. I woke up today.
You know
We're
what I
being
kind
grateful.
of want?
Crumble cookie?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No. I would kind of like one of those mugs that like keeps your drink hot. They have like a little battery in them and they keep your drink hot. Because
Okay, I was wondering.
I made a cup of tea and I boiled it until the tea kettle whistled.
That's typically
And now
what
it's
you do.
basically cold.
Yeah, I mean, well, I made my coffee before I broke the vase, so my coffee is also cold.
Yeah.
But I'll add it to my Christmas list to wishes for Kimberly.
Also,
Butter
I'd like
themed
items.
electric coffee cup.
Yeah, so Meredith and I, not to change topics, but
I'm just kidding. What are we talking about?
Speaking of Christmas, we went last night to a Christmas themed bar.
Yeah.
Literally called the Christmas Dive Bar. And we weren't there that long, actually.
No, it was cute to see, but it was definitely one of those, wow, this is adorable on Instagram. And then once you're there and shoulder to shoulder with 400 of your closest friends and 900 square feet, you're like, well, one drink and I feel better. Let's go. And it took us how long to find parking? And
that was, we went with another friend and met another friend there, and we drove by the bar, and I was like, one of you needs to get out and like go help her hold down our table. And so then Meredith and I continued to drive around and look for parking, and it did not go well. It took us about 30 minutes.
And then we were like 0.3 miles from the bar, and
$27 later.
Yeah. Our friend came up to me later and she's like, did parking really cost $50? I was like, no, Kimberly's fucking with you.
I mean, I was trying to let you profit.
I know.
I was trying to make her pay for all of the parking.
She was just like, I need to pay you for our other friend's drink and I need to pay you for parking. And I was like, it's okay. Next time you can buy me a drink and it'll all come out in the wash. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. Or you could send her a passive aggressive Venmo request.
So 3 uninvited guests.
So after we went out to the bar, then I took the 3 girls or the 3 women to a friend of mine's annual ugly sweater party. And he had just sent me a text earlier that week, said, this is a party, come after 5. And I didn't tell him that I was bringing 3 friends because, that's fine. The amount of times
just does what she wants.
The amount of times that this guy has shown up with extra people, it's fine. I knew it wouldn't be a big deal, so I just didn't say anything. So I showed up, and then this morning I got a passive aggressive Venmo from him and for $60, and he said $20 for every uninvited guest. But I really think that he missed the opportunity here to really capitalize on his return. If he had charged me for every time that I played Christmas Wrapping by the waitresses last night, he would be probably $200 in the black.
Yeah.
So
if anyone wants to see an amazing dance video, since we were talking about dance videos, I have multiple of Kimberly last night, but one of them is pretty epic, dancing to Christmas Wrapping. It took me far too long to figure out that you said Christmas Wrapping with a W, as in like the title of a song. I was like, this bitch wants to play Christmas rap? Okay, cool. That's a genre? Let's do it. And your friend was like, no. I was like, why is he so against Christmas rap? Like, well, there's a story here.
Yeah.
But no, he's just against the song.
I've celebrated many a Christmas with this man, and I have played that song on repeat before. I think actually my Christmas playlist is that song just like 700 times. So
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just
not.
surprised I got invited.
I think he was regretting his decision halfway through.
Yeah, but then he came around and he danced with me, so it was fine. Well, Meredith,
What are we talking about today?
would you like to get into the heart of our episode?
Yes, but
Okay.
do we need to do a hi, I'm Kimberly, hi, I'm Meredith situation?
Yes. Hi. Welcome back to another episode of Mildly Thriving. I'm Kimberly.
I am Meredith.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about this concept of women being child free, but being just completely average.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm intrigued.
Okay. So I cannot be the only person that has felt this way in that I don't have children. I'm 37 and I'm not going to have children of my own. My husband has kids, but they are his kids. They're now like grown and out of the house and doing their own thing. But he did all of the work, right? Like I maybe gave a few rides, made a few meals, but like I wasn't the one doing the hard work. Never changed it, like, and
Mm.
I came in like they were 11, 12 when I joined the picture. So it's like they're like grown, right? They're practically out on their own. Like they're in college basically. Um but I realized a few years ago that I had this notion or this preconceived notion that if I didn't have children, then I needed to be really successful, or I needed to be super hot and like have the best body in the world, or I needed to make a ton of money and have this like crazy career, own this like super successful business or do something crazy. Like I can't just have this average normal life. So I was kind of shaming myself, shoulding myself, like you should do these things. You should, you should. If you haven't listened to our episode on shoulding yourself, please go and listen to that episode. It's a
Yeah,
good
it's
one.
really stuck in Kimberly's brain because the last few meltdowns that I've had, she's really hammering in the now Meredith. All I heard
I
was
do put my hands on
shoulds
my
in there.
hip.
All I heard was shoulds in there. Are you shoulding yourself again? It's like I'm
And
shitting and shoulding myself.
I can tell when I say that to Meredith that she is thinking about stabbing me, punching me, disconnecting from the call. Okay.
It
A little
doesn't
less
reach
violent.
violent levels.
Yeah.
I'm I'm a non-confrontational person.
I mean, is stabbing confronting someone? Or is it just like teaching them a lesson?
That could be a whole topic.
So I'm curious if you have ever come across this cultural belief or this, I don't know, script that women without children are missing something.
Oh, all the time. But I just think in a different way. I have never been the person that's like, I desperately want to be a mom. I feel like I'm very selfish with my time and I like being able to do whatever I want. And it's just been like if it happens one day, that's cool. But if it doesn't, that's also cool. Um, but I've never thought of it in a way of like, I have to be so super successful because I don't have kids. I just thought of it as like, well, my family's going to be disappointed because traditionally that's what you do. But I want to spend my money on me right now.
I think we've talked about this before, but I think there's this idea that you have kids. And
Yeah.
most of us grow up thinking that. Especially women, you grow up, you play with dolls and you take care of babies, you play house. Like I did all of those things. And it
But yeah, I
never
loved Barbies.
oh my God, me too. And I had
Yeah.
like a little baby doll. Her name was Sophie. And like it was,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. She
cute.
was it
I,
was legit. I also had a Little Miss Executive kit, which I had a cell phone and
First of all, didn't know that existed. Second of all, that doesn't surprise me at all. You you are a girl boss, so I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, you are. Like, you've had your own business, you own fucking rental properties. I think you're more than mildly thriving. But I
Some
just,
days.
well, all of us. But I think I remember being a kid and just because that's how we were raised, I just assumed that I would have kids someday. It was just like an expected thing and I never thought anything of it. Same with going to college. Like, I was never super excited about school and I'm not stupid. It's really hard to be motivated when you don't care about a certain topic. So I always got pretty average grades. And I remember senior year coming around and being like, well, I guess I have to go to college. Like, it didn't even cross my mind that there was another option. And so I went to the first place that I applied because it was in state and it was cheap. And I did about the same in college as I did in high school and was still like, well, now what the fuck do I do? And it's still like, that was the time though I started thinking like, God, it's hard enough taking care of myself and making myself go to class every day and go to work and all this stuff. Like, how the fuck am I going to take care of another human being?
Yeah,
And then,
it's very real.
and then, you know, the cultural ideals started shifting a little bit. And I was like, oh, I don't have to have kids. And then, I did the whole ADHD thing of bouncing from thing to thing and just trying to figure out what my purpose was in life and what I really wanted to do.
Yeah, same. I went to 3 different colleges, like, couldn't decide. I changed my major multiple times, like, I did well in school, and I think a lot of that is because of my parents, like, they were like, "You're not going to do poorly." And then I got to college where I was the one who was, like, making the decisions and, like, I went to class, but, like, "Oh my god, I have to study?" Like, going to class isn't the like
I have to read a textbook.
yeah,
Textbooks cost $900.
and they are horrible to read.
Yes. I never, I maybe used one textbook in college and I bought them every year.
Yeah, same. Like, it was I I hated it. I hated college. It was horrible. Um,
It
I
was good.
think what?
It was good life experience. Like going to college for going to class, like, meh. Yeah, I learned some stuff, but it was a good learning tool for interacting with others, like, and taking care of myself. Like, nobody's making me get up and go to work every day. I had a job. I went to class when I was supposed to because, like, I, there's a lot of money riding on this. And it's like,
Right.
well, I don't want to fuck this up. But also, like, I still have to live. And I'm not living off of my parents didn't have money to give me to live off of. So I'm working and going to school. And it's like, well, if you party the night before, I guess I'm going to work a little bit tipsy the next morning. But it just like, it was also the first time I felt like I interacted with different personalities that, like, I dealt with more conflict in friendships. Like, my college roommate and I did not get along very well.
Mm.
And um, growing up, I was just very shy and a people pleaser, and I just wanted to be friends with everyone. So I was just like agreeable to everyone. And it was the first time someone had been like, I don't like you, like, to my face. And oh, you're weird. It's just like, oh, I did this is alarming. It's like, I didn't know.
What?
What am I doing? Uh, these people are mean. But it was just like, I, I look back at it thinking it was a good life lesson of it's time to grow up and this is the real world and not everything is rainbows and butterflies. And it was actually, I think that was worth it. Like, learning new social dynamics, learning to take care of myself and make myself go to work every day.
Yeah, I feel like college is kind of like life light. Like, you're kind of, like, dipping your
That's a great
toes
that's a
into,
great
like,
way to put it.
adulthood,
Yeah.
but you're not, like, fully immersed in like, the expectations are low and yeah, so,
'Yeah.
um
Sorry, I feel like I sidetracked us.
Yeah, we got sidetracked onto
just
college.
like every time.
But I do think I guess that kind of falls into the category of following a script, um, and or a cultural belief of like you have to go to college, or which it was it was good. I think I would have been, if I hadn't gone to college, I would have been just as lost and made less money.
Yeah, I will say I joke about having just like my degree being just like a really expensive piece of paper, but I, I've most of the jobs that I've gotten as an adult, a college degree has been a minimum qualification for. So, and it or it's like a college degree or such and such equivalent experience, but that still puts me ahead of other people that don't.
And how do you get that experience if you don't have the college degree? Because oftentimes you can't get that uh, starting job, or
Without
if
the
you,
degree.
yeah.
Yep.
Um, so I think obviously there is this script of women have children, and we are probably one of the first generations. What I would say, maybe boomers were the first generation because they finally had access to birth control. The right to abortion became legal, and they finally had the choice of whether or not to have children. And so I think the default being that women have children, and then the idea that, oh, this can actually be a choice, was kind of like, well, wait, a lot of these women, like most women have children, but not all of them really wanted it or loved it. Like,
No, I do wonder. I've never asked my mom, but I wonder if she had like she was raised Catholic in a very large family and they're both from the South, both my parents, so it was definitely an expected thing, but I often wonder if she was raised differently and that wasn't something that she was told she had to do if she would have had kids. And
yeah,
I don't say that as like, I mean, I know she loves us very much and doesn't regret her choice, but I think I'm a lot like her and I do wonder if she had grown up differently, if things would be different.
yeah, that is interesting. Um, and I wonder that about a lot of people. And I think that it's hard to say because people can change their minds. They can be, you can ask them and they're like, no, I totally, if I could go back, I wouldn't do it again. And it's like, well, yeah, that makes sense. But would they have actually? I don't know. I think our society and our culture is still kind of dealing with that kind of fallout of women having the right to choose, or women writing their own scripts. I kind of found myself falling into this idea that, like, if women don't have children, they have to have a big career. And I think that kind of comes out of like the 80s, 90s of like, um, women can have it all or women can't have it all, and the questions that like successful women get asked of like, do you think you can have it all? So it's this idea that if a woman isn't caring for someone, she has to put her energy into something else. She can't just pour her energy into herself and like go to work 9 to 5, maybe have like an animal, a pet, like maybe have a life partner, but like why can't she just pour herself into her hobbies, her interests, herself?
I've never thought about that, honestly, because I guess I do think of like most of the women that I know or have known over the years that are non-working or like they're stay-at-home moms. That's like,
Mhm.
yeah. So I guess I've never thought of it outside of that and not unintentionally or not intentionally, but I just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's basically me. So maybe that's why I haven't thought about it.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's I th- I think the reason that this is a thing that has come up for me in the last few years is, obviously I don't have kids, but I'm often shocked when I see child-free women on the internet talking about their experience or how they're really enjoying life, or that they've found something that's fulfilling to them. Like they're not living these crazy lavish lives, or, having these big time careers, but they are pouring themselves into themselves. And the reactions that people have to that
Mhm.
is is shocking. It's
Really?
like the amount of comments attacking these women who are like, "Hey, I'm having the best time. I don't have a crazy career. I don't have kids. Maybe they have a partner. Maybe they don't." It's just is shocking to me. Like, why do you care?
I'm always baffled by the amount of things that people are willing to say on the internet, but I still think that 99% of these people would never say any of this stuff to someone's face. And it's just the internet has given us a level of anonymity. And a lot of these people haven't been punched in the face before, myself included. But this is another reason I like starting this and doing video or doing any sort of social media associated with this has not been something that I'm super stoked on
Yeah,
because I'm terrified. Like I don't want to read comments like I don't want to get in arguments with people. I just want to get on here and talk to my friend about things that I like to talk about, and if somebody wants to listen, that's awesome, but I'm just waiting for the day that someone's like, "You're fucking ugly," or like, "Wow, what the fuck's wrong with your hair today?" Or like, "Nobody gives a shit what you have to say." And it's like, "Well, that's cool. Then you don't have to listen." Like, just can't
yeah.
you just
Like
not listen and just not make that comment? Like, eh, anyways, another tangent, but maybe I've never thought of it because I am that person. And I do sometimes feel like I subconsciously get defensive of myself and my position in life when someone asks me what I do or if I'm married or if I have children. I think there is still this deep rooted idea that it's abnormal that I'm 36 and I've never been married and I don't have kids and I have an average job. I like my job a lot and I'm proud of what I do, but I'm not a CEO. I'm not making tons of money. I do think what I do is valuable, but I'm just average. And like, I can now thinking about it, I can hear myself in conversations being like, just getting ahead of what I think people's thoughts are going to be and just being like, I know, 36 and never married. That's fucking weird. It's like, there's nothing fucking wrong with that. Why am I saying it like that? I'm
because
doing really good.
because there's this deep rooted belief that you can't be happy unless you're connected to another person. There's literally a term for it. There's all these terms and labels that we have for women that we don't have for men.
I didn't even think about that.
Spinster, mistress. Like when you get married, like you go from Miss to Mrs. And then when you get divorced, you go to Ms. Or if you're older but not married, you are Ms. Like, why are we doing this?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I
Like,
never thought of it.
why do we care so much? Because I do think that the world would be so much better off if we just let women have freedom.
You know, men or women on the internet that make these comments, there's a lot of projection happening. I hope whoever you are, whatever bad comment you're making, I hope you're okay, you know? I'm sorry that you feel like you have to say these things to people on the internet because I just don't even want to give any of it a second thought. I am average, but I'm fucking happy. All I ever wanted in life was to be able to take care of myself. And
Yeah.
the fact that I got there, like, I'm fine. I'm stoked on the fact that I live in my own place. I don't have to worry about where my next meal is going to come from. And like, I can travel if I want to. Like, that's a big bonus, but shit, that's all I ever wanted. And you and I both have partners, but we have independent lives of one another. And
Mhm.
we can still come together and enjoy each other's company, obviously, but we can also have our independent lives and be fine. Like, and that also seems like a weird concept. and
Yeah,
maybe
it's
not.
like the only idea that like a man and woman would want to be together is to have children. And it's like, no, I love my husband. Like I love hanging out with him. He's my best friend in the whole world. And I like caring for him and he likes caring for me and we like to do stuff together. And, you know, we get to have sleepovers every night and like we have so much fun together. And it's nice to share your life with someone.
Yeah.
And whether that's your community and or friends, family, chosen family, whatever. I just think this like idea that we're so stuck on the nuclear family is just very weird.
I think it's going away. Slowly, but I think it's going away.
I think so too.
And I do think it's important to say that it doesn't have to go away. Like, it doesn't mean that if that's what you want, that that's wrong.
Totally.
Like, I hope I hope that that's what you wanted and that's what makes you happy. I hope you're not doing it because it's something that you felt like you had to do, and then now you're like, "Well, shit, I resent the shit out of my
Right.
husband or kids or whatever the situation might
Both.
be." Like, yes. But that like I yeah, if that's what you want, I love that for you. But I think that you and I, or other people who don't want that, will eventually not feel weird about not wanting that. And it's so funny. I don't think about it often, but like as we're talking about it, I'm just like, oh yeah, I definitely like go into conversations or like get defensive without meaning to, just explaining my situation. It's like,
Yeah, the fact that you feel like you have to explain it or
yeah,
justify it
yeah,
is kind of showing this preconceived notion or this script that we know that other people are reading from because we read from it, but we just did something a little bit different.
I'm just so thankful that I was born in the time period I was and that I have the allowances that I do. And I look back on my mom and my grandparents and the things that they weren't allowed to do. I don't go into every situation thinking that this isn't fair. I go into every situation thinking I'm grateful for the things that I have. And I don't take those for granted, and average is perfectly fine with me. I'm happy to be alive. That's all, and to not be homeless, and to not have no food to eat, so
It was really interesting to me when I realized that this was this like I was actually reading from a script that really didn't align with my values or the things that I wanted. And it all kind of came up when I was in therapy dealing with my hysterectomy stuff
okay.
because I realized that I was having a really hard time with the decision to get the surgery or not. And so, like, my therapist and I would sit down and we would just kind of like walk through it. And it was because I had this preconceived notion of, well, if I'm not going to have kids, I need to be really successful and I need to have this like crazy business and, you know, just conquer the world, make a ton of money. And it's like, where did that? I don't know where that came from. I'm not sure. I'm sure that there was something in my childhood
It's
or
that little Miss Executive
yes, it was
case.
that
Okay.
little Miss Executive case and my little doll Sophie, that just really was like, well, you either have one, you know, it's like one or the other. Um, but it was kind of coming to terms with that and then just like letting it go was really interesting. So I'm very curious if I'm the only millennial that like or person that ever has felt that way. And I doubt that I'm alone in that.
No,
Um but yeah,
I just don't think I've ever put a label on the thought. I've never thought that I needed to be like super successful. What was always important to me was finding something that I really liked. Like, I think that stressed me out more than not having kids or making a ton of money. I was just like, I don't want to be miserable doing jobs that I don't like. And all these people around me, I feel like they found their purpose. Like, all these people get so into what they're doing.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to find that. Like, being in college was just like, I switched my major 3 times. I have no fucking idea what I wanna do. But I was fucking 18. Who at 18 knows what they wanna do? How do they anyways. So I ended up just taking classes that I found interesting because I was like, "Well, I'm gonna pay to be here, might as well enjoy my
Enjoy
time."
it, yeah.
I got out of college and was just like, "Am I destined to work at a bank? Like, this can't be it." Then I found Dispatch, and it was, like, the first time ever that I felt like I was good at something. It's like, "Oh, I didn't even know this was an option."
Right.
It like, again, is it a CEO? Do I own my own business? No, but I think it's a pretty cool job, and, uh, it was for the first time ever, like, something I was really proud of, and but not making a lot of money. I'm getting by, but yeah, I didn't want to be super successful in the living the American dream sense. I just wanted to find something that I didn't hate going to every day.
Yes.
That's
I
it.
totally I totally understand that. Like, I cannot go to a job that I don't like or that I'm not enjoying, and that's I think that's why I moved colleges and I've changed jobs and I've, like or I'm like, "This is gonna be my thing."
Yeah,
I went to aesthetic school. I was like, "This'll be my thing." And then I was like, "This kinda sucks." Like, you have to, like, touch people. Like, sure, I enjoy squeezing people's zits, but, like,
me too.
I but, like, I don't want to, like, give people facials and, like, massage them, like, for 8 hours a day. Like,
I'm very thankful for your spray tan skills, though.
yes. I'm very curious if any of our listeners, whether they have kids or not, like, if they found themselves kind of reading from a script or living their life based on a script that maybe was not the right script for them and how they kind of and maybe they don't know that they exited out of that until someone told them
Yeah,
or they
or that
noticed.
it's totally fine to be average. I I think that's, like, the purpose of the podcast is it's we're fine. I'm fine with being average. And I, like I don't know, I feel like that makes it sound negative. In my mind, I'm more than average. I'm successful. I can take care of myself. I think that is probably a different definition for different people, but
Well, and I think that's where, like, the quote, "Comparison is the thief of joy,"
mhm.
because when you start comparing yourself, like, "Okay, cool. Taylor Swift and I are the same age, and she's"
Well, that's a bar we're just gonna have to forget about because it's in outer space.
Yes, exactly. Like, no, I will never I also don't want that. I don't want
I
this
don't either.
life where it's very stressful. Like, I very much enjoy my quiet, uh, unstressful life.
I was like, "Man, I already have enough stress. I can't imagine." Can you imagine
Mm-mm, no, I can't.
be no,
I think being famous would be horrible.
horrible. Yeah.
Rich, I could do. I could definitely
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But famous, no, thank you.
Mm-mm. No, thank you.
I'm good.
Ugh.
All right. So that was it. That was just my string of consciousness and I realized that I can't write show notes in like just bullet points. Like I'm writing paragraphs of thoughts and it's like, well, wait, why do you keep doing this to yourself? You can't read. So
I'm glad you said that, though. I should show you my outline from the last episode. I wrote it out, again, also stream of consciousness, and I
mhm.
was, like, getting into it. I was super emotional. I was just like, "Yeah, this is great." And then I was like, "What am I gonna do? Read this entire piece of paper on" like, I'm just gonna be sitting here going like this and looking like a dumbass. And
I'm
so
wondering if anyone else has ever felt this way. I grew up thinking that if you didn't have kids, you had better have a career. Nobody ever told me that it was okay to be child free and average.
you're such a good reader.
Thank you. I
Um,
did really good at that.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. That's why this podcast is called Mildly Thriving.
I keep saying, like we keep telling people, if we had $1 for every time we said mildly thriving, we'd be rich.
Yeah, probably. I tried saying that to someone at the party last night. And she was like, "Oh, I was on a red-eye flight last night." And I was like, "Oh, would you say that you're mildly thriving?" And she was like, "No, I would say that I'm like moderately thriving." And I was like, "Okay,
Okay,
well,
well,
you kind
clearly
of
you don't
missed the
listen
point
to
of that." Yeah. You don't
clearly you
listen
don't
to
listen
my
to my podcast.
podcast. What's wrong with you? I don't think I want to be friends with you anymore.
Ugh, rude.
That's fine. I forgive. I forgive and never
No.
forget.
No, she doesn't. I'm always happy when any of our friends is like, I'm mildly thriving today. Like, I love you. Thank you
I
for
know. I
saying that.
love that. It's so cute.
But now, Boat Guy says moldly thriving.
Which is rude.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
It's very rude.
I guess it's my fault. I'm the one that started that.
You did. Yes. So yeah, that's it. I would love to hear people, if you want to send us a text and share maybe the script that you were reading from and you didn't realize it. Or
Tell
if
us
you
about
just
your
want to,
lives.
tell
Tell us what
us
you're
about
doing.
yourselves.
Yeah. Tell us
Uh,
what career you're in that makes you happy.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's it.
Things to think about. And you can connect with us on Instagram. We might post there. We don't know. I think we're on
Kimberly's
TikTok.
dance video. TikTok.
I need a breath mint.
We're so old. What's that?
I'm on that
That Tic Tac.
That Tic Tac orange is my favorite flavor. Yeah, TikTok. I don't think that. Anyway.
I keep saying you're the one that created that account, so if we have one, it's you.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
I'm grateful.
Yeah. So that's all that I have for you today. And I would just like to remind everyone that mildly thriving
is thriving
enough.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.